of the biggest questions in academia and the Chronicle today is career preparedness. Are we preparing students for a career at the end? Now, we have an issue with critical thinking in liberal arts and career preparedness. Are we a vocational structure, or are we a Socratic lyceum that prepares people for critical thought? Is that one of the points you think, Keith, is being debated?
Yeah, I think that's probably taking it more further down the road than I would. The universities and colleges are set up in such a way to encourage the departments to need to own the students. So if you come in as a business student, they want to be able to control what it is that you're going to be studying to a certain extent. It's in their interest to do that. But there's also an interest in owning subject matter. You're absolutely right that these subjects, they fall all over each other.
They interrelate.
And they should. When we're doing it well,
Yeah.
they are overlapping. They're interdisciplinary. And the people that work within colleges and universities, they would like that interdisciplinary, but at the same time, they really don't like it when somebody in another department is teaching or talking about a subject that they consider to be their own. I mean, it's just a very human response. People want to own some sort of authority in a particular category, and academics are no different.
It's true.
That's a really interesting insight, and I agree entirely with the premise of your question.
I think one of the points, though, with business is there's much more overlap in business, although there definitely are different departments. And I'm not saying academia and business should be so closely tied together, okay? But the reality being is, you know, medical school is a vocational school, law school is a vocational school, School of Ed is a vocational school. So I think we've lost our way a little bit, and critical thinking is a wonderful thing. W.B. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington, a very big debate. You know, what are we really trying to do? And I think, you know, there's 40 acres and a mule, and then there's, you know, reading French literature. So I think we need to combine them to make a better student, or a better, I hate to use the term worker, better citizen of the world that contributes at a bigger level. Critical thought is absolutely necessary to solve problems, but we have to apply this critical thought. And I think that's where the professions are maybe a little bit different than the liberal arts. If you're a lawyer, you study through critical thinking, obviously, but you also have to apply that critical thinking. Same thing for a doctor and a teacher and methodologies and on and on. And I think that's what Jefferson means a little bit. In our field, the business is the application of the theory. So making it a successful thing is it. But I don't want to get off topic because I want to speak more so about you, and that's the reason why I begged and asked you to please talk to us tonight, is the future of educational technology, I believe is what we were going to talk about, right? That was our topic area, as we said. And I would like to just hear your opinion on where you think it's going, because one of the things that I'm going to bring up is open courseware, open access. And recently in the Chronicle, there was that big discussion about that course that a teacher was teaching, which was totally integrated. I don't know if you read that article in the Chronicle. The Futurist, it was called, I believe. And it was about the course that was tremendously integrated. And that kind of relates to Jefferson's point, too. But what are your feelings about the future of digital education? What are we going to do here? Am I putting you on the spot?
Well, I think we could spend a month talking about the possibilities. You're in the digital arts area, and that was my understanding. I just wanted that clarified. And that's a really exciting area for me in terms of education. And we can go into it in more detail, but the big picture is that we have right now in 2009 a huge opportunity to apply your knowledge, insight, instincts, design, talent to education. And right now, we're not doing it at all.
Couldn't agree with you more.
This is educational media. Let's use that as our title for this industry or sub-industry that I'm talking about. Educational media is like Google in 1996.
Absolutely.
It's nothing.
You're right.
Absolutely nothing. We don't even have job titles.
Right.
We
We don't have proper methodology to deliver. We don't know what to do. The innovation is lacking because we think an iChat is a big thing. Meanwhile, we had iChat 10 years ago, basically.
Yeah. A lot of the technology in education is what we were using 10 years ago. You're absolutely right, Patrick. The fundamentals haven't changed. The authoring gets easier, the use gets easier, the bandwidth improves, but it's basically the same thing. Email is 40 years old.
Right, exactly.
So what I'd like to talk about, and this is why I was so excited about Patrick's suggestion that we all get together, is that the reason that there's such a huge opportunity is that up until now, educational media has been treated and produced in what some people have called a cottage industry style. So you would have, we've got something like 1 out of 7 students enrolled in U.S. colleges and universities in an online course. The numbers are skyrocketing. There's no question about growth.
$12 billion spent last year.
Is that right?
Yeah, $12 billion.
The content, though, and this is where you guys live and play and work, the content, the educational media, is being produced by and large by academics, which is bizarre. Can you think of another type of media that is built by the subject matter experts?
No.
You know, you go home tonight and you watch a film, and there are 600 people involved in the development of that film. Educational media is, in most cases, statistically, built by a single person.
Yep.
So there's no division of labor.
Absolutely. Yep.
And this is huge. Right now, most of this content is being built with very limited funds because it gets used for a single course.
Right. So there's no revenue generation model supporting this, and there's no
ROI. Economies of scale.
Exactly.
That's right. So you have limited talent and limited money invested in this content. So while the rest of the industries, whether it's film or audio, music, have all sort of rationalized, they've industrialized, education, for a variety of reasons, has resisted that. But you and I are living at a point where that's just beginning to crack.